Cleveland. Call the Alan Cox Show.
Trash radio, bud. Trash radio.
216-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
35192. Want to text AlanCoxShow.com if you want to watch. Thanks to Burf Dislog for helping out. We got Perez Bilton a little bit later on, too. Hot celebrity goss, of which there was no shortage this past weekend. So many things going on. Mary Santora's back in the fold.
Hi, guys. How are you?
And we were discussing quantum theory before.
Oh, which quantum?
I don't.
First quadrant of the quantum.
The first quadrant quantum?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's the one I know, so what do you need?
It's the one you're most versed on.
Yeah.
First
quadrant quantums.
Yes. Quantum quadrants.
Quantum quadrants.
The Cavs return after the All-Star break Thursday night, 7 o'clock here at home at the Romo Fijo. They'll play the Denver Nuggets. We'll get out about 6:30, and that's when your pregame will begin. Friday night, they'll be in Atlanta to play the Hawks. They'll be back here on Sunday to host the Toronto Raptors. Robin is one of our bureau chiefs in Toronto. You can get the iHeartRadio app all throughout North America. So if you listen to us from wherever across the continent, tell me where. Nick is a bureau chief in San Francisco. Annie listens in Ogden, Utah. Patty's in Auburn, Washington. Diane listens down in Inverness, Florida. And Emily is in the beautiful town of Kalamazoo, Michigan. You know, it's so weird. And I don't know why I was thinking of it. I was just letting my mind wander. Last week at some point, I was like, I wonder what happened to Jason Kipnis. I think it's because we started talking about how we're getting into Guardians preseason ball. And I knew that Kipnis had bounced around a bit. He had played for the Cubs for a minute. That's his hometown team. I think he had been in Atlanta. And then just yesterday, Jason Kipnis, if you follow him on social media, posted that he was retiring. I don't think things went the way that he wanted them to go following his time in Cleveland. He had a good run here, but I think he was...
he thought he was going to be a star still.
Yes. And I'm not quite sure why he wasn't. Was he getting hurt?
Yeah, I mean, injuries and baseball's one of those things where it's real tough to keep up. You're not contributing in a variety of ways.
There's a lot of guys on a team.
Yeah, they're going to replace you with someone younger and cheaper.
To Cleveland, thank you for being you. I was lucky to be drafted by you. And then, a big old statement. Again, if you follow him, he posted that. But
He's a great player. I always enjoyed watching Kip.
We did a backyard barbecue with him many, many years ago here on the show, out there in Brunswick. Family won a thing where we were hanging out, and Kip was there, and he couldn't have been nicer. He lamented not getting the chance to go out on his own terms. He got hurt, and it essentially ended his professional career because he did bounce around a little bit after playing here in Cleveland. Because by the time he got to the Cubs, you want to play for your hometown team. By the time he got to the Cubs, I think COVID had kicked in.
Yeah, he was not quite the same player at that point anymore either. So,
well, there you go.
But thank you for all the great memories, Kipnis. Appreciate it. Yeah. I think I might be Eskimo Brothers with him. There's a girl
you and the Big Show. You're already Eskimo Brothers with the Big Show.
Hey, Larry Johnson. Don't forget Larry Johnson.
Who's Larry Johnson?
The basketball player, Grandmama.
The basketball player, Grandmama.
Yeah, he was
Larry Johnson
from the 90s.
Larry Platt?
No,
Pants on the Ground guy?
No, Larry Johnson. He was drafted by the Hornets, and he played for the Knicks.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're Eskimo Brothers with Larry Johnson.
Yes.
And the Big Show.
Yes. And I think Jason Kipnis.
And Kipnis.
There's a girl that I know that they at least made out. I think there probably was more stuff, but she didn't divulge what happened.
Yeah, but girls love talking about having sex with famous guys. Wouldn't she have come right out with that?
I don't know.
She slept with Kipnis, she would have told you. Oh, by the way, here's what you have to live up to.
I don't know.
They call that guy Dirtbag.
Yeah.
Not because of that.
Not because of that. No. At the very least, we're Lipskimo brothers.
Yeah, what kind? It's sex, though, right?
Yeah, it's sex. Gotta be sex.
Yeah.
Was it you who told me about the term tunnel buddies?
Yes.
Uh,
Like Mario.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
I still think about that. It's a funny one.
it's a good one.
Yeah.
You and your sisters are tunnel buddies.
Not all of us.
Yeah, but what's the difference between that? Isn't that the same as Eskimo Brothers?
That's just the
Yeah, it's just
the
a
ladies
funnier-
version of it.
Because you got a tunnel.
ladies' version. I see.
Yeah, they got the tunnels.
Yeah.
I went to the casino on Sunday night.
You sent a picture, and I had so many questions, and you had no answers to them,
Well,
which
let me
is
explain what
infuriating.
we did. We stayed at the 9 the other night,
Mhm.
Sunday night.
Just
went
because?
to dinner. Yeah, I'm working on some stuff with them, but they're like, "Hey, come stay here for a night." So stayed there. Went to dinner at Centro, fantastic. And afterwards, we're thinking of something to do, and we decided, pretty nice night out. Let's go for a little walk. Go to the casino, and so
Sure.
we go over there, and me and my girlfriend, we both have like $50 we're gonna put into some machines, and I was like, "Let's play roulette." I like roulette.
And you can't do that with $50.
Right, and that's what I figured out pretty fast because like the minimum bet was like $10, so I did like 1 or 2 spins, and it wasn't even on like a real roulette table. It was like the automatic machine.
Yeah.
Still like I won $10, and I was like, okay, let's go to a different machine. She was down about 20, and then it got to a point where we were just kind of hopping from machine to machine, no rhyme or reason.
Sure.
I don't know how you even understand what's going on these machines. So like when you are like, oh, I know how this works, how do you even figure it out?
It's really just look for the pictures to be the same. That's really
Okay.
it. It starts from left to right, and if the pictures match up, you're gonna win something.
Okay.
That's about
Well-
as basic of an example, like an explanation as I can get.
Because even when I feel like we did win stuff, I'm like, I don't know what anything is. Like I didn't. So she got up about $20. So she had about 70 total. She cashes out. I'm down to like $1, and I'm like, let's at least we didn't lose that much money. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. But then I was like, well, I got this $1 left. Let's put it in a machine and see what happens with it. And she's like, well, don't just put $1 in there. She gave me like $10 to put in. So we put it in this machine as we're leaving. And it's Goonies, like it's got like a real lever. I like the ones with the real lever.
Yeah,
I
for
hate
sure.
Just
hitting
hitting
a
a button.
right?
It feels like you're just
Like you're a hamster.
pushing money. Like you're just like buy money. Like at least
Yeah.
when you pull the handle
Takes a couple extra seconds.
and you get to pull it. Like it's,
Yeah, the handle's fun.
It's fun. So we pull the handle on this machine that I didn't even realize was a Goonies machine. We just sat down and played it. And first spin, we didn't get anything. And the second one, it just keeps spinning for a while. And then the screen changes.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
And then they're like, push this thing to spin again. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. So I pushed this button. And then we won $125.
It's awesome.
So between her and what I won, like we went in
both up.
spending 50, left with 100, an
Yeah.
extra 100. So like we won, and then Mary's trying to ask.
Because I was trying to figure out what had happened. I asked you how much you were spending, and you said you didn't know.
We
How
went
do
in
you
with
not
50.
know how much you're spending?
Well, we spent like
I meant per pull, per spin. You didn't know what your bet level was. That's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
well,
You just
it's
go
like
up and hitting random buttons.
kind of.
But you weren't conscious, like, okay, I'm spending $5 a spin or
There's so
$10
much
a
stuff
spin.
going on the machine that I don't know which thing is the thing that's telling me how much I'm spending. And I think I was spending $1 on the one for the
The Goonies?
but some of them were like 1 cent, some of them were 5 cent.
Mhm.
It's the machines are so overwhelming.
It's called the denomination is 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent. That's the
Okay.
denomination of the machine, and then it's the bet level.
But where
would
do
be
you
$5.
find all that?
That's all
stuff?
on the
It's-
where the buttons are.
It's very confusing.
So usually, if you're looking at a slot machine, bottom right corner will have what your denomination is. So it's like 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, $1. That's
Got it.
usually in the bottom
and
right
how
corner
much do
of
you
the
usually
screen.
bet for slots?
It depends on what I'm playing. So usually I don't like doing anything except a max bet. So if I'm playing a dollar machine, that max bet could be $3, it could be $5, it could be $10. But I don't
Per spin.
per spin.
How much do you usually put in?
It depends. It depends
Like-
on how much I'm willing to lose that day. So if I go in with
So you're
$100,
really going in there willing to lose.
that's what you have to do. Because
Yeah.
if you, like you said, you went in with $50 because if you lost $50, you're not going to be that sad about it.
Right.
Right? So whatever you're willing to lose is what you go in with.
But having won money, I was like, well, I don't ever want to do that again.
Right. It's because you're not an addict. No, it was.
Like, I can't.
That's good though. That once you won, you weren't like, I want to do it again.
No,
I want to
once
win
we
even
won,
more.
we're like, peace. And like, we just bolted out of that place.
Yeah.
Except we still had to ask someone where to go to
How
cash
to cash
it out.
it in?
Because
Well,
there was no what we're
I get
doing
it,
there.
yeah.
I have. That's the first time I've been in there since it's been the Jack. It's the first time. Same with my girlfriend went there when it was the Horseshoe when it first opened.
Mm-hmm.
Or when it first changed to Jack. She hasn't been in there forever either. So
Sure.
neither of us spend a lot of time in casinos.
Well, that's why I was asking. I was like, how much were you betting? Because if you win $125, but you're betting $10 a spin,
That's
that's
crazy.
not a huge win.
But
you know
we
what I
were
mean?
I think we bet $1 on
That's
that
awesome.
spin
So when
and
you
won 125.
when you push it and it just keeps spinning, that's called
Yeah.
a random feature. So
Yeah.
that could be like a wheel spin, which is what it sounds like
Mhm.
you got. Or I asked you, I was like, was it free games? Was it a line hit? Like free games, it'll pop up.
What's
Usually
a line hit?
a line hit is just
You get
regular
cocaine?
play.
Okay.
It's just regular play. So when you're just spinning and then you win money, like if you would have gotten a $125 line hit on a $1 bet, that's like it had to been all wilds or
Okay.
all the same symbol. Like that'd have been huge.
Yeah.
But you got like a feature. So like kind of like free games or they do like random triggers and things like that.
I felt like a hamster with the pellets this weekend because when we go to Michigan, my FanDuel will I can
Switch
get casino games.
Yeah.
We don't have casino games in Ohio, so you
That's
don't get
cool.
them on the app.
Wait, you
Well,
can spend real money
Yeah.
on FanDuel casino games?
Yes.
Imagine.
Michigan
No.
has casino. So I'm sitting there and I'm making a little bit of money. But when I get back to Ohio, we don't have casino games.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously we're in Michigan with some regularity, but not all the time. And so when I log back in, be like, oh, I got a little bit of money there.
Now, do you
but
have
it's
to make a
really easy
separate
to sit
account?
there. Nope.
Okay. They just
it
show up.
It shows you're geotagged for
Yeah.
where you are, and it shows back
That's
up.
pretty cool.
But I can completely see where somebody would just sit there on their phone doing that all the time.
Yeah, that would be.
That's how a lot of people get in trouble because it'll be like sports betting or states where it is legal to gamble on slots on your phone. And so there's this software called Gamban that you can install on all of your electronics that will stop you from doing that.
Well, a lot of the apps have that in it's part of the app now too.
Sure.
Where you can set, you know,
Yeah.
cut me off after this amount of time, or
Yeah, yeah,
those
yeah,
are
yeah.
all kind of embedded now. in
Time
that.
or dollars or
native to the
whatever.
apps.
That's cool. Well, congratulations. A
Yeah.
$1 bet into $125 is huge. It's
I,
awesome.
I can't believe you didn't film this for Mary to watch later
loved
on.
it.
Oh, I totally forgot.
So much of my life is spent watching other people play slot machines. And
She
you
could have
didn't
been
even think about
watching
me.
You know-
your video.
Unbelievable.
It's so funny that I was literally in the Jack Casino this weekend, and while I was in there, the only thing on my mind was getting alcohol. It never even occurred to me that I could possibly gamble. Is that
What
weird?
did all the tables and slots around you mean? They didn't mean anything? They're just decoration?
I saw people doing it, but it never crossed my mind that I could partake in that. I didn't even.
You're just like, I just need a drink. That's all you cared about.
Well, I guess you replace one vice for another because I was pissed by this point. You gotta remember, I'm also angry brain. I had spent all the day at the stupid hockey game, and then I go here. I'm like, it's packed. It's crowded. I just want to get a drink, and it's taking forever. And everyone looked like they were having fun. I mean, it was Columbus, Detroit, sorry, Michigan, not necessarily Detroit, but. And then Cleveland, people all in one place, and no one's fighting. Everyone's getting along fine. But I just didn't even. I had money, but I didn't want to play a game.
I
I
didn't want to
even,
gamble. Yeah.
Didn't even occur to me. So
Good.
I don't have that gene that my dad has, all my uncles have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm the same way. I really was not. Like, it was kind of fun to go and play a few of the games, but losing the money was kind of bumming me out. So I'm glad that we won some back.
That's how they get you.
But it was also like a
So you were
beautiful
up.
day.
You were up. How much?
I won $100 total.
Oh, you were up. Okay, so you only spent $25.
No.
No. We both.
You
we
walked
both.
out with $100.
We walked
Is that
out.
how much
yes,
money
yes.
you left with? So you
Right.
won $50 because you took 50
Well,
in.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking of me and her together.
Right.
Yeah.
You
so
each won
we-
$50.
Right. But
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Because she had 75 on a ticket. You got
Yeah.
the ticket up to 125.
Yeah.
That's 200.
Right.
So overall, you're each up $50.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. I just think of us as a unit.
Oh, you do.
They're going to share a Facebook page, the whole bit. Yeah.
It was a nice weekend downtown, though. Like I said, Saturday there was a ton of people out. Even Sunday night. Usually, if we're coming here to do like a show at Hilarities on Sunday, it is just a bummer because there's not a lot of people out and it's kind of ghost towny. But this Sunday there was quite a few people out. Like,
By the way, happy birthday to
lot.
Nick Costas.
Nick Costas,
Yeah,
and
he's
also
80, right?
80 years old.
Jeez.
holy
over the
crap,
weekend.
did they have themselves all of East Fourth had a whole ordeal over there because a water main burst and flooded part of Hilarities.
On East 4th, water main burst.
Yeah, and Corner Alley had to shut down. So seeing them completely closed down on a Saturday was weird.
They didn't want to do wet bowling for half price?
And their whole basement was
Slushy
like,
ball.
that's where all their bathrooms are. They couldn't have anybody in
Oh,
the
yeah,
bathrooms.
you can't go pee.
Yeah.
You're even knee deep in water.
You couldn't tell where one urinal ended and the other one started.
Right.
Just pee in the water. Screw it.
Does Mary know that they stopped allowing gambling on TikTok?
I didn't
what
know
that means.
So there's ways around it. Or at least there were.
Okay, do tell.
They didn't stop crap. They didn't stop anything.
So, I mean, I don't know how recently this person is talking about, but you could go live and film yourself, like record yourself doing scratch-off tickets live, and they get tons of views. But what you have to do is you had to like go take a permanent marker on the scratch-off. You had to scratch off anything that said win, any dollar signs, anything that said play.
And
You
people are
can't-
so into watching other people gamble
Oh, yeah.
that they want to live, these degenerate gamblers want to live so vicariously through the other people that people have to scratch off any pertinent information and then scratch it on TikTok, and people get off on
so
that.
that it just looks like the number versus the number. You can't have any words that suggest that you're gambling, and like you can't refer to it as money. So like if you match, you're looking for number 15 and you do, and it shows up as a $25 win. A lot of people will refer to it as like ponies or like you literally like you have to have a code word because you're not winning dollars, you're winning soda
Ponies.
cans
No,
or whatever.
But what's the
Yeah.
harm in just doing it and saying, excuse me, dollars?
Because it'll flag it.
But like why? But why is that?
Because you're
that
not
okay?
supposed to be promoting gambling. It's like against the
Oh.
community guidelines or whatever.
Gotcha.
So they will say that they can't. It's like whatever. They're so picky about what they let on there and what they don't.
Yeah.
But as far as I knew, there were ways around it, like little tricks and things like that to not get your stuff taken down. But maybe that's.
But you can do all that stuff on YouTube still. That's where you watch it all.
I watch the gambling videos on YouTube, yeah, because it's people just sitting recording themselves playing slot machines, which doesn't make people a degenerate, Alan. It's just how I spend my free time.
No, I don't mean you. I mean people that are so irretrievably addicted to gambling that they will watch someone else scratch off a ticket.
I've done it.
At what point does something become an addiction? When you start throwing away your life for it?
Not your life, but when it starts getting in the way of regular everyday activities. So when you start lying about where you are or how much money you're spending or like on that activity, whether it's drinking or
I don't
using
even think it
drugs or
has to
whatever.
get, I mean, that's when things start to go downhill, but I don't even think just lowercase a addiction needs to go that far. If you're spending a ton of time watching, you could make the case for being addicted to watching gambling videos.
Well, you can make the case for being addicted to being on TikTok.
Yes.
Or being on your email or
Right.
whatever it is. But this is based off of meetings when they say like, does it get in, have you been late to work? Have you missed activities like family activities because of it? Like when it starts interfering or you start lying about it or you
Right.
start hiding it, that's when it becomes problem addiction.
The most
problem
embarrassing
drinking.
addiction of all.
Yeah.
What, gambling?
Gambling videos on TikTok.
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't?
No, have you seen that show? My
Hi, I'm
Strange-
Alan. I'm
Listen,
a TikTok gambling video addict. Hi, Alan.
Have you seen that video or that show, My Strange Addiction, where people are addicted to like eating hair?
I guarantee
or-
that's all made up. I
don't
guarantee you
believe
that
for a
entire
second.
show is made up.
No way. People have it, dude, because it changes the chemistry in your brain. You become so emotionally dependent on whatever that thing is.
They don't have teams of people from the production team at TLC canvassing the nation looking for weirdos. These are people
yes, they
who
do.
No, they don't. They have people to
That's their
submit.
job.
Hey, want to be on this show? Send us blah, blah, blah. And people go, I eat rocks. I eat couch stuffing. And then they go, well, we got a channel. We got a dumb show here. We got to put people on. You think there's people out there eating couch stuffing
Yes.
and not dying?
They are. They're
Eating
having
rocks.
to go to the ER and stuff like that. The one of the lady who was addicted to eating hair. Bill, did you have a joke about this where they removed like 100 pounds of hair from her intestine or something like
that
that?
was the lady that she had
makes me
14 pounds of hair. This is a different one. This wasn't on TV. This is we talked about this story in Kyrgyzstan. Some lady had 14 pounds of hair removed
Dude, I'm gonna
from
throw
her
up.
stomach.
Yeah.
And
Because
Yeah.
she's addicted to eating hair.
Hair is an example that you can make a case for. But if you're like,
Drinking
I
gasoline
eat
or-
rocks, or come on.
Um,
I think they might have had one initial season where they had some legit weirdos, but then after that, they're like, oh my God, this show's a hit. We can't stop. We got to come up. Well, here's a lady who says she eats couch cushions.
Or people who are in like, I'm in a relationship with a roller coaster.
Yeah, this
Like-
guy they were just talking about the other day is like, I'm sexually attracted to balloons.
Which
no, you're
he
not.
very well
no,
could
that's
be,
a thing.
though.
Oh, stop.
there's
Balloon
people,
banging.
there's dudes that are into balloons.
Yes.
That like they want you like
Balloons.
they like when women like sit on a balloon and let it pop and stuff like that.
No,
Like,
that's they're into the woman sitting on the balloons. They want to see a
But
big
it's-
fat ass squeeze a balloon. They're not into balloons
But the
per
balloons-
se.
I feel like
balloons are
everybody's into
part of
something.
them. Yeah.
Everybody is into something.
The
aren't
thing
they?
is that it's going to keep me from ever being a complete and total addict is I
Jesus
don't want
Christ.
no, I just don't want to go to meetings.
You don't have
So-
to go to meetings. You can be an addict and not go to meetings.
Right, but like if you want to recover, I feel like that's a big part of it.
Not for
And-
everybody. People recover
make
without
my
meetings.
joke.
Oh,
But also, you're gonna sit. You're gonna sit there, and there are gonna be numerous people in a way worse situation than you, and you go, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I don't have a
that's-
problem.
go ahead, make your joke, Bill.
No, it's too late. You
Oh.
ruined it.
Sorry.
Go to go to a meeting for ruining my jokes.
I've got to take a break. I will have yellow card tickets for you. Remember them? They're back on the road, 20th anniversary of Ocean Avenue, and they're bringing some friends with them. So if you dig that whole vibe, yellow card tickets after the break here.